Anything else on PRI that people would need to know as far as a crash course?
I think in terms of the influences within the scapula and the shoulder blades and how the shoulder works in general, a lot of people think the shoulder is this sort of like structure that's a separate entity than anything else, right? Like,
yeah, people really don't think they know that the knees are connected and the hips and the ankles, but then the shoulder, like, oh yeah, you're on your own, man.
Yeah. It's like this is like its own thing and it's not connected to anything else. But really, like the number one thing people don't consider when it comes to the shoulder is the position of the rib cage. Because the rib cage is where the shoulder blade and the scapula sits. So our spine has a natural curve. Our low back needs to extend and arch a little bit, but then our thoracic and upper spine needs to flex a little bit. And then our neck, cervical spine goes into a little bit more extension. That flexion in the thorax is so important because our scapula, our shoulder blade, is a slightly rounded structure like this. And so that flexion allows for that scapula to glide very smoothly on that posterior rib cage and also the thoracic spine. If suddenly we were very extended, we had a big low back arch or a stiff upper back, that scapula's got nowhere to go. And people can feel this on themselves, actually. If you were to arch your back really hard and then try to get your arm overhead like this, keeping your elbow perfectly straight ahead, it's really difficult. But if you get some flexion, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
That's a perfect representation of what's going on there. So if your scapula can't move because of your rib cage position, then you can do all the shoulder mobility drills in the world. But that's probably not going to have a significant effect on your ability to actually have that variable mobility that you're looking for if you don't think about the position of the rib cage, if you can't get some flexion in your upper back. And that doesn't mean we should do things where we're extremely flexed and rounded all the time. It just is, can we even breathe back there? And this is another big thing that PRI talks about a lot, is the fact that when we inhale, we actually need to have some expansion. Our back needs to actually open up a little bit. And that allows for that flexion to happen within the back when we inhale. But if we're chronically extended, we inhale, all that air is going into our belly. And then you start to get only belly breathing. And then we can talk about belly breathing too if you want. That's a whole nother rabbit hole.